We have chosen some beautiful scenery in the St. Louis area to showcase the beauty of our lovely young ladies. In the background, we hear the memorable music of a native of the city, Scott Joplin. Mississippi is one of the first difficult words for American youngsters to learn to spell. And here's why they have to learn it. The world-famous Mississippi River. In the shadow of the St. Louis Arch, a riverboat docks to let off its lovely passengers. And they're greeted by a piano man playing the music of native St. Louisan Scott Joplin. The first ladies we greet are Miss England, Karen Moore, and Miss Paraguay, Mercedes Bosch. Next come Miss Wales, who is Leanne Gray, and the contestant chosen most photogenic, Miss Switzerland, Lolita Morena. From opposite sides of the Atlantic come two lovely senoritas, Miss Spain, Ana Isabel Herrero, and Monica Rosas, Miss Mexico. Our last two debarking passengers are Miss Holland, Nancy Highness, and Maria Beltran, Miss Uruguay. From the riverfront, we move to the Millis Fountain, located in front of the old St. Louis Railroad Station, to meet Miss New Zealand, Lorraine Downs, and May Mansour Shawan, Miss Lebanon. The background symbolizes the meeting of two rivers, and we're meeting Miss South Africa, Leanne Hosking, and Mercedes Stermitz, Miss Austria. And now we welcome a trio of international beauties, Miss French Guiana, Marie-Georges Achamana, here she is, Miss Puerto Rico, Carmen Batiste, and Miss Gambia, Abby Scatrell. This pavilion fountain, centerpiece of the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, inspired Scott Joplin's Cascade Waltz, and it's where we meet another group of contestants, starting with Miss Martinique, Marie Linlupa, and Miss Italy, Federica Moro. From opposite sides of the world come Miss Philippines, Rosita Capuyan, and Miss Guadeloupe, Nicole Leborn. Moving up a little higher on this waterfall, we find Miss Greece, Sia Farfaraki, and Miss Transkai, Pamela Kokale. And closest to the fountain and to the spray coming from the fountain is Miss Turkey, Dilara Harachi. At Northwest Plaza, fourth largest shopping center in the nation, we visit the Genesee Fountain and find striking sculpture, magnificent trees, the eye-catching fountain waters, and another group of beautiful young ladies, starting with Miss U.S. Virgin Islands, Julie Woods, and Angelita Diaz, who is Miss Bermuda. Next, down the steps in front of this very modern water display are Miss Dominican Republic, Maria Alexandra Astwood, and Miss Reunion, Ayan Lebeau. From opposite sides of the Atlantic, we greet first Miss Curacao, Maybelline Altagracia Snell, and Miss France, Frederique Lura. And before moving on from Europe and South America, we find Miss Belgium, Francoise Boston, and Miss Argentina, Maria Daniela Carrera. Architecture of another era at Maryland Plaza provides both contrast and background for another group of lovely young ladies, the first of whom are Miss Israel, Shamona Hollander, and Miss Ireland, Roberta Brown. The watery spray sets off Miss British Virgin Islands, Anna Maria Joseph, and Ollie Thompson, who is Miss Honduras. Now we greet Miss Panama, Elizabeth Bylan, and Falute Mama, Miss Western Samoa. And our last twosome here are Miss Scotland, Linda Renton, and Miss Bahamas, Tina Maria Thompson. We are now at the Missouri Botanical Garden, and at the Latzer Fountain we join Miss Thailand, Chinda Nernklang, and Chanel Bray, Miss Papua New Guinea. Ranked among the top 3 botanical gardens in the world, it welcomes Miss Aruba, Mulva Everts, and Miss Namibia, Astrid Cloche. From down under and the land of the rising sun come Miss Australia, Simone Cox, and Miss Japan, Yuko Yamaguchi. And here are Miss Cayman Islands, Effie Ebanks, and the host country representative, Miss USA, Julie Hayek. Still in the Missouri Botanical Garden, we visit this unique walk-through fountain and greet two young ladies from the Far East. Miss Malaysia, Puspan Mohammed Salih, and Miss Singapore, Lily Bing. Into this veritable curtain of water come Miss Columbia. Her name is Julie Syens. And Miss Gibraltar, Louise Gillingwater. Joining us now in this unusual setting are Christine Bonici, she's Miss Malta, and Paola Ruggeri, who is Miss Venezuela. And time now to meet two lovely ladies from Scandinavia. Vivica Young, she's Miss Sweden, and Miss Finland, Nina Rekola. Sewa-en is the name of the Japanese garden at the Missouri Botanical Garden, and it's at the Drum Bridge that we meet Miss Canada, Jody Rutledge by name, and Miss Ecuador, Mariela Garcia. North and South are combined in our next twosome of Miss Iceland, Una Stenchen, and Miss Bolivia, Cecilia Zamora Oliva. Now we greet Miss Guam, Pamela Booth, and Miss Sri Lanka, Shyama Fernando. And this young lady is Miss India, Rekha Hande. Sewa-en means Garden of Pure, Clear Harmony and Peace, the perfect name for a gathering place of international beauties such as Miss Denmark, Inga Thompson, and Miss Costa Rica, Gabriela Pozuelo. In the background, a narrow waterfall. In the foreground, Miss Brazil, Marisa Fully Coelho, and Miss Belize, Shirlene McCoy. Our next young lady is Miss Cyprus, Marina Rauser. The garden is proud of its natural granite stones and of visitors like Miss Cook Islands, Carmina Blake, and Miss Portugal, Annabella Ananiadish. And from the land of the fjords, Miss Norway, Karen Elizabeth Dublag. Amid the splendor of beautiful iris blossoms, this zigzag bridge represents a Japanese location where a river branched into 8 channels. For us, it marks the coming together of beautiful ladies like Miss Turks and Caicos, Lolita Arisa, and Miss Chile, Maria Josefa Insense. From 2 countries which have recently hosted the Miss Universe pageant come Miss Korea, Jong Jong Kim, and Miss Peru, Vivian Griffiths. Next, 2 lovely Latin American ladies, Miss Guatemala, Victoria Gonzalez, and Miss El Salvador, Claudia Janice Oliva. And our final visitor is Miss Northern Marianas, Thelma Moffness. Our contestants have all come together at Keener Plaza, where the historic old courthouse combines with the modern arch to provide a background for these beautiful young women who have come in peace and friendship from all over the world to St. Louis, where they've enjoyed its scenery, its hospitality, and of course, the music of Scott Joplin.